Uh, yes,
Uh,
I did.
okay. Um, you should be able to see my screen.
I can.
Cool. So,
Hey, Muhammad joined.
hey everyone. Cool. Hey everyone. In this session, we're just aiming to make sure that everyone is on the same page, and everyone like has like this very necessary information before we start the jam, which is starting in 4 days, 41 minutes and 3 seconds. So, GMTK game jam, it's as I have repeated like many times, it is the largest game jam in human history. Every time this jam is held, it breaks the record of participants and entries it has set for itself the previous year. So this game jam is massive. If you don't know what a game jam is, it is a game. It's a game making hackathon. You're basically given a few days, a few like a set amount of time, and you're asked to make a complete game in this time. So for our case, it will be only 4 days. We do have the option to participate in only 2 days, but like 4 days is already a tight enough deadline. So we will be making a game based off a theme that will be announced at the start of the jam. This is very important. Like if it weren't like this, like if it weren't this way, everyone could just like upload a game that they have made months before and like not during the jam. So okay. So the game you're going to make has to fit a theme, and this theme will be announced at the start of the jam. So done with the foundations, we received your applications to join the teams you're interested in. And yeah, the people that are doing the programming assignment, feel free to reach out to me or Nabil for help. Like, don't hesitate. Uh, like we know that it's a bit tight of a deadline to learn how to make a tiny game in just a week, but it's very doable. Like, especially that the tutorial I sent is like matches what the assignment is, so you can follow blindly, which I don't recommend. But the main idea is to make something and like just get a hang of the engine. So yeah, I hope that you do that. Uh, where were we? Uh, reach for help, and I think that's it. So moving on to uh, to the to this thing, we made a huge diagram to help us plan the entire process. Uh, we will be using this platform called Miro. This platform is like service or whatever to organize collaboration between teams, between team members. And yeah, we will be using it. You will be invited to join this board, and as you will see later on, some parts are dynamic, so we will like report, sorry, the progress that we will make on things in this diagram, like just to keep track. So every day has a set of like like a rough outline. Okay, a rough outline of what we're aiming to do in the certain day. So here's the thing about game jams. A lot of developers just like, and me included, just like rush everything. And like it is a very bad practice to use all of the days to develop the game. Of course, you will be always working on the game, but my point is like these 4 days are not to like always be working on new stuff to the game. Planning is very, very important, because if you don't plan well, you will waste a lot of time in these next days, and it will be just like a huge mess. Especially that we are working on a team, and a reasonably like an arguably like a bit of a big team. So it will be an absolute mess if we don't organize this very well. So the first day will be completely dedicated to planning the project, the entire project, and making the baselines, the like very like primitive and like just main rough things of for the game. But the main idea, the main mission, as mentioned here, story, is to plan the entire thing and assign all the missions and tasks to the teams with deadlines. So we will try, like this is a bit inaccurate because we can't absolutely give final missions and final tasks to the entire period of the jam in the first day, but we will try to get as close as possible to this. We will assign the main missions and as much tasks as we can. But yeah, the first day will be dedicated to the planning process. So for brainstorming, on the when the jam starts, which is in 4 days and 30 minutes. It will be like what 8 p.m. In 16th of August. We will join a call and like the theme announcement will be live streamed on YouTube. So we will attend this together. And as soon as the theme is announced, we will get into brainstorming. We will split into groups and every group will like present ideas and get ideas together. And after everyone gets their idea, like present the ideas that this group came with, we will like rank them between how how cool the idea is, okay, and how easy it is to implement. Okay. So like if an idea is super cool, but it is just like an open source RPG action adventure game, we will be like sorry, like this is very not like unreasonable for the 4 days time frame. And if it's just like a Flappy Bird clone, like and you just submit your assignment, it is not cool as well. So we should like find a balance between how cool the idea is and how easy it is to like actually implement and get it done. So how do I close annotation? Cool. So uh, at the end of every like in the diagram, you will see this to do thing. On each day, we will like specify the mission for the design team and the programming team. On the first day, after we brainstormed the game idea, sorry, this is second day. Okay. So after we got the game idea, we will like each team will work on their own. The design team will like the main goal for the design team in the first day is to agree on the on the theme, on the artistic theme of the game. So what color palette are we going to use? What's the style? And yeah, like these details will be discussed more with the design team lead, which you will be introduced to as soon as possible. And for the programming team, they will ask to finish at least, like, not at least, but like this is a very rough number, but like 40 maybe percent of the gameplay prototype. And like I'll put an emphasis on the gameplay part because we're not talking about the game. Okay, cool. No bold underline. Okay, cool. So we will have to finish as much as we can from the core gameplay. So I'm not talking about content of the game. I'm talking about like building blocks of the game. Like for example, if we're making a platformer, the player movement should be half ready on the first day. The player movement alone, I'm saying. And after we have the player movement completely figured out, we can just like add content, add the levels, and so on. So it is very important to test the gameplay mechanic, and to test this as early as possible. We should get it as early as possible. It's basically like the building block of the game, so we should get it very soon. So this is for the first day. Moving on to the second day. It is the getting shit done part one. Uh, on those 2 days, we will get shit done as mentioned. As I said at the start of the diagram, these 4 days are not to work on the game, to add new content for the game. These 2 days should be like strategized. So as we mentioned, the first day is to plan everything so that every so the next days are not a mess and we don't waste time. Those 2 days are based off the planning on the first day, and we will like just like finish everything for the game. And the fourth and final day is to make sure that we don't make a lot of content, a lot of stuff, and just have a hellfire of bugs. And like we don't want the game to be buggy. We don't want to risk uh, finishing everything on the last day. So this day is only for fixing bugs and polishing the game. So coming back to the main point, which is those 2 days are to get shit done. We should finish the game in these 2 days. Like the majority of the work will be done here. So coming back and okay, so also like these 2 days, like what we already have here is very rough. It will be so this is very rough, but the design team will get around 50% of the assets. Sorry, how when did the internet cut? Nabil, are you here?
For like 2 minutes max. You just like repeat the last couple things you said.
Like in which part did it stop?
Well,
Like did I start explaining these 2 days?
yes, you did. Uh, it-
Okay, so did I explain the first day in more detail and mention like the 50% of assets getting done?
yes.
Okay, so it's basically like 5 seconds. Okay, cool. So I'll carry on. So as I was saying, on the first day of getting shit done, the design team will get around 50% of the assets, animations, UI, cutscenes ready by this time. 50% of them, approximately, of course. And the programming team will have the full functioning gameplay ready. And yeah, this is the for the second day. For the third day, which is getting shit done part two, the main mission is to finish the level design and finish all the art assets. So 50% here should be like completed in whatever percentage it was. So yeah, and for the programming team, they will make sure like the gameplay and the um, the mechanics in the game and the logic, the different logics in the game are ready. This includes level design. So this is why the level design part is more leaned into falling under the programming team because they will implement the ideas. Like if you say, I want a level where Mario goes from this platform to this platform, you just like you just imagine that. But the programming team is the one that is going to place those tiles in the engine. So the programming team is the one responsible for the level design, uh, like mainly, and they will be responsible to in like making these platforms like interactive, so maybe like a jump pad or anything. So yeah, this is why like the level design is leaning towards being a programming team responsibility. Yeah, so uh on the third day we will have the assets ready and the complete level design ready. So on the fourth day, the fatality, we will make sure, as I said, that all this work doesn't go to waste because the game is just full of bugs and just like if you have a game breaking bug, you basically like wasted all of your hard work. So it's very important to have everything as flawless as possible, and yeah, just like polish everything. So yeah, the main mission for the fourth day is to playtest the game. So to the playtesting team, which is very small, but they're there, and to fix all the bugs and to add sound design and polish and just publish the game. So the design team will work on the sound effects, will make the project page art, which is like this, where it is. Okay, so wait. So itch.io, where we will be publishing our game, allows you to stylize the page you're working on. So this is a page I stylized. Uh, you can like add your own art and add your own buttons. So this is a creator page, but you can also stylize the actual game page. Anyways, uh, okay. So the design team, we talked about it. The programming team will make sure to fix all the bugs, as I said, make the game almost flawless, and build the game to the major platforms Mac, Linux, and Windows. So yeah. So okay, and on the fifth day we will just market it, post it everyone on our social medias, and pray for the club. So I'll finish with a very 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 important point, which is the main goal is to make something like what we're envisioning, what we're hoping to achieve is to make a small, tiny, an amazing game. We want the game to be like to the game scope to be as small as possible. As I said, like the coolness and easiness ratio is very important. Like we should not overscope. The main goal is to build a tiny game, a very polished game. Like if you give the player a solid 5 minutes of experience, it's way better than just throwing uh, a map from the asset store and just make them walk around for 2 hours. So we're aiming to make a very short and very good experience. Yeah, so we don't want to overscope, and yeah, I hope that everyone will have fun in this experience. I'm personally very excited and hoping for the best. So I think we're done here and we are open for any questions that you may have. Do you want to add anything, Nabil? Nabil?
Yes, sorry, I got distracted. What's up?
Yeah, do you want to add anything?
Yes, so I just want to add that for whoever joining the programming team, you should really focus on the assignment those 2 days. Like it's not exactly difficult, but like it you won't be able to do as much as you want if you are not already familiar with everything. Its deadline is basically in 2 days, 3 days. So please make sure that like you at least finish it.
Yeah, sure. So does anyone have any questions? You can either unmute or write it in the chat. Thank you, Nadeem. And you're the boss. Dima or Muhammad, if you have any questions, you can either write them in the chat or unmute, or you can also DM us.
No,
So,
everything's clear.
okay, thank you. There's this one time that I was writing a question because I couldn't unmute, and the host didn't wait enough to like actually let me finish the question. So yeah, and the meeting ended and just
That's
okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, so thanks so much for everyone who attended, and have a great night, or have a great day, or whatever. Have a great rest of your day.
okay. Would you
Thanks so
like
much,
point?
and bye.
Hey, give me a point. Uh, if you are like here or watching the recording tomorrow or almost like any time you ask, I'll be like hosting a few time period where I can help live on your assignment. So feel free to reach out to me on Discord if you want me to do that like that immediately. See you.
Sure. I don't know how we forgot about it, but yeah, Nabil will be hosting workshops. That he will be like basically in a Zoom call, and you can join whenever you want and ask him questions because he has no life. I'm just kidding. Okay, thanks so much, and have a great day. Bye.